everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Time for another movie review. Tonight's movie, Songbird. So, I didn't realize this, but it takes place in 2024, about a pandemic. So I didn't know, when I read it was about a pandemic, and how people are navigating the pandemic. There's martial law, there's disease, so on and so forth. But it's set in 2024, so it's like 3 years from now. 3 years from now. Hopefully there's no pandemic then. But KJ Apa is in it. He is from Riverdale, and he's also from the last song. What is the last summer? The last summer? I Still Believe was the last one I saw him in. Anyway, he's in it. Sofia Carson, she's from The Descendants. I know all this stuff because I have kids. Craig Robertson is from The Office and Hot Tub Time Machine. Bradley Whitford, he's in a lot of different things. You've seen him around. Alexandria Daddario is in it. I didn't know that. Okay. Demi Moore. Wow. A lot of good people in it. Andrew Howard is in it. Wow. Okay. A lot of recognized names. Here's the bad news. It's only 4.4 on IMDb, but only 149 people have rated it so far. So, I don't know. I'm hoping it's good. It's only an hour and 24 minutes long, too. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'll get into it. Hopefully there's enough to tell you about with this short of a film, but I'll figure it out, give you a better idea, and then ultimately let you know what I think. Stick around. Hey everybody, we're at the credits of Songbird. No check-ins. Obviously it was only an hour and 24 minutes long, so I figured I'm not going to check in on this one. What I didn't realize until I started watching the movie, that Paul Walter Hauser was in it. Sorry about that. Paul Walter Hauser, from Richard Jewell. He was, Kingdom was where I first, learned about him. Fantastic actor. I like that guy a lot. He's in this. So, I really enjoyed it. I don't get it why it's a 4.4. Maybe because it's, I don't know, almost depressingly realistic, I guess. So, it takes place 3 years from now, 2024, where the entire country, maybe the world, has collapsed, essentially. And that they have COVID, I guess 24 is what they're calling it. I forget, but they still have a version of the COVID. I'm assuming it adapts. And basically you have people who get sick and you have people who are immune to it. And they get a yellow bracelet. Right? And the government or the sanitation team oversees it all, and once you get sick, if you're deemed sick, you go into a quarantine zone, right? They don't show much about that piece of it, but it's not good, right? Nobody wants to go to it, is what the sense you get. And they have mandated temperature checks, like throughout the day, maybe, I don't know how many times, but it's like you have to do it on your phone. It checks your temperature and says you're either good or you're not good, and if you're not good, they come get you right away. Again, realistic. I mean, this is what could happen in the near future, so I could see how that could be kind of scary. So you got all that going on, and that's the whole backdrop of what we live in today, essentially, a slightly escalated version. And then KJ Apa, his name's Nico in the movie, he's a carrier for the Hot Tub Time Machine guy. Sorry, so he runs a courier business where they're delivering packages. And, there's a lot of other sub-stories that go on. So there's Demi Moore and her husband and their kid living in their house. Everybody's quarantined. They can't go outside unless they're immune. And, they're delivering packages. So there's a little story going on there between them. What was his first name? Paul Walter Hauser, he's got a little story going on. So he's an ex-war vet in this who has a drone. So, there's some interesting stuff there. Alexandria Daddario, she is like a YouTuber. And, she has her own story. And they all are somewhat related. Some closer than the other. But, KJ Apa pretty much interacts with all of them because he's the courier running around. Or maybe not. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Yeah, in some sense. They're all interconnected now that you think about it. And then the girl. So he likes Sarah is the name of this girl. She lives in the house with her grandmother, course, they can't go outside because they're quarantined. Unless you're deemed immune, you can't go outside. You come to find out later, small spoiler alert, was that they've never really met face to face. So you don't have the backstory of how they came to like each other and kind of fall in love. But you know that, basically he's trying to save up enough money to get them both out of there and they could live happily ever after. That's what's going on. But, as people get sick, the government comes and takes them away, kind of stuff. So, I thought it was very entertaining. An hour and 24 minutes. They packed a lot in, and you go into it knowing it's only an hour and 24 minutes. So, there's going to be the lack of development in certain situations, like the fact that how did they fall in love? How did they meet? We don't know. Maybe there should be a prequel. Why not? Prequel. I'll take a second one of this. I mean, it was good. I don't get the 4.4. I should read some of the reviews. Me, I'm in a 6 or 7 range. I mean, highly entertaining, highly relevant, almost realistic, and in a compact time frame, you got a pretty, entertaining movie for that short of a time frame with a lot of stars. You know what I mean? I mean, everybody that I mentioned, I'm not going to run through their names. You already know who they are. They're stars. They're today's A-listers, but I mean, Demi Moore. I mean, these people are well-known actors, and it's not just me who watches a movie every night that knows these people. I mean, I'm sure everybody has. So, and I thought they did a pretty good job. I liked, there was no acting that I didn't like. I'm trying to think of. No, and it made, they took multiple stories around the same pandemic, intertwined them in some form or fashion, and wrapped in a love story. I liked it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you it's worth watching. So I'm going to get this out right away so that I can, tell the world to go out and see this. Or stay home and see this because it's quarantine. I mean, I think the only reason people might not like it because it's too real. Like, we might come to this. And that's depressing. And they show the quarantine areas, which are not where you want to go. I mean, they're overpopulated. This all takes place in LA, and I don't know. I don't know if they have all of LA quarantined in a sense, or if there's just a quarantine they show. That doesn't matter. You get it. You get the point. So there you go. Check it out. Definitely worth it. Absolutely. There's nothing like, normally I tell you, well, if you like this kind of movie, if you know these actors, you know what's going on today in the world, check this out. It's a little, somewhat of an escape, but also maybe some, might put some fears in your head. There you go. But if you don't want to be scared that this might happen in 4 years, then don't watch it. That's my only recommendation. Alright, I've rambled on enough. Go check out Songbird. I don't know why it's called Songbird. If you know why, put it in the comments for me. I'll think about it a little bit more, but and also subscribe to my channel. That'd be great. But definitely check it out. Love to hear your thoughts. Worth watching. Hour and 24 minutes. How can you go wrong? All right, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmel's Irish Pub.